The Room of Requirement is one of the most mysterious parts of Hogwarts. It's an unplottable room that will only appear to those who greatly require it. It is unknown if the room has always existed or if it was magically created after the castle's construction. Thank you for joining me today. For the first video on this channel, it would be nice to talk about the channel's namesake, the Room of Requirement. Before we dive into the things we can only theorize on, here are some things we know as fact. The Room of Requirement can be found in a corridor on the 7th floor across a tapestry of Barnabas the Barmy trying to teach trolls ballet. For the room to reveal itself, you must walk past it 3 times while thinking about what you require most. The room will transform into your desired place, whether a simple closet or a massive room filled with hidden items. While it's suggested that the room is common knowledge among the house elves at Hogwarts, only a handful of witches and wizards have known of its existence. In 1991, Harry Potter discovered a mysterious thing inside of Hogwarts. Not the Room of Requirement, but the Mirror of Erised. The Mirror of Erised is an ancient artifact showing your deepest desires. Potter finds it inside an unused classroom while hiding from the caretaker Filch. Dumbledore had recently moved the mirror into that classroom while working on protective measures for the Philosopher's Stone. Before this move, the mirror had lived in the Room of Requirement for at least a century. While we are unsure how long Dumbledore knew of the Room of Requirement, we know he spent time with the mirror while in the room back in 1927. This was not the first time he came upon the mirror, suggesting he may have found the Room of Requirement in his school days or early in his career as a professor. Sometime during the time frame Tom Riddle had attended Hogwarts, 1938 to 45, he found the Room of Requirement. Later as an adult, he returned to Hogwarts to ask for a job. This was a semi-ruse to enter Hogwarts so he could hide a Horcrux within the Room of Requirement. Riddle thought it was a safe place since he believed he was the only one who knew it was there. During the Yule Ball of 1994, Dumbledore comments on finding a beautiful proportioned room he had never seen before, containing a really magnificent collection of chamber pots. When he went back to investigate more closely, the room had vanished, suggesting it is possibly only accessible at 5:30 in the morning or during a quarter moon. He brings this up after Igor Karkaroff, headmaster of Durmstrang, tells Viktor Krum not to give away all their school's secrets to Hogwarts students. While Dumbledore was referring to the Room of Requirement, he talked about it in a way that seemed like it was an inside joke with himself. In 1995, several students learn of the Room of Requirement. Dobby the house elf tells Harry Potter about the room's existence when Harry is looking for a secret place to hold DA meetings. Occasionally referred to as the Come and Go Room, Dobby speaks of using the room to take care of another house elf named Winky. When Harry and fellow DA members use the room, it transforms into a space filled with flickering torches, large silk cushions, bookcases loaded with knowledge of defensive magic, and magical instruments such as faux glass and sneaker scopes. Fred and George Weasley comment when showing up to the meeting for the first time that they had once come through the door while hiding from Filch, but appeared to be a broom cupboard. During the 1996-97 school year, Draco Malfoy spent much of his free time in the Room of Requirement. The broken vanishing cabinet that used to reside on the first floor had recently been moved into the room. Draco was trying to repair the cabinet to allow Death Eaters into Hogwarts to sneak attack on Dumbledore. He had, in time, succeeded. Also in 1997, we know that Harry Potter had used the Room of Requirement to hide his Half-Blood Prince copy of Advanced Potion Making. Later, Harry caught Professor Trelawney using the room to hide her empty sherry bottles. This version of the Room of Hidden Things, is the same that Tom Riddle had encountered at his time. DA members and fellow students looking for sanctuary from the Death Eaters at Hogwarts used the Room of Requirement as a hideout during the 97-98 school year. The room created a safe passage from the room to the Hogshead pub in Hogsmeade. Harry Potter needed to access the Room of Hidden Things during this period. 2 versions of the room cannot exist simultaneously, so everyone had to vacate the hideout to reset the room to allow Harry to enter the version he needs. Now, these are just a handful of things we know about the Room of Requirement, but there are so many things we still need to learn. What are the origins of the room? One could theorize that it was created in the beginning. The Hogwarts architect, the founders, or all together could have built the room. What would their purpose for it be? Hogwarts is thought to be one of the safest places in the world. Would they have wanted to create an extra safeguard and create a panic room? While this is a decent possibility, it could have also been a single founder creating the room for their own purpose. Salazar Slytherin had created the Chamber of Secrets before leaving Hogwarts, while the other founders did not know where or what exactly was in his secret room. Could one of the other founders do the same? The Room of Requirement is located on the 7th floor of Hogwarts. That might suggest that Rowena Ravenclaw or Godric Gryffindor was the creator, since their students' houses were on the same floor. My theory would be that Ravenclaw created the Room of Requirement. She is credited with developing Hogwarts' ever-changing staircase and floor plan. Her house values wisdom, creativity, and cleverness. I wouldn't put it past her to create a room in hopes that her brightest students would find it and use it to further their knowledge and exercise their curious minds. Her hope would be the room filled with books, equipment, ingredients, artifacts, and any other items her students need. The room turning into a broom cupboard or bathroom was never her intention, but a consequence of its adaptability and a gifted wizard stumbling upon the room when in need. The Room of Requirement, knowing one's needs and being able to shift and change, makes the room seem sentient. If it is sentient, it can learn from those who enter or items brought inside. An example is Draco Malfoy using the Room of Requirement and the Vanishing Cabinet to allow passage into Hogwarts for the Death Eaters. This was seemingly the first secret passage through the room. After the room learned its reach outside, it was able to create a safe passage for the DA and the Order of the Phoenix to get in and out of Hogwarts as needed. What are your theories on the Room of Requirement? Do you agree that it could have been Rowena Ravenclaw's creation? Or maybe you think it was someone or something else? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for joining and listening together. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to support this channel and get notifications of future videos. Until next time, don't let the muggles get you down, and I'll see you soon in another video. Bye!